who do you think is overlooked, Graham? Where do you see opportunities for growth that maybe operators haven't quite kind of tapped up yet as an audience?
Um, to be honest, one of the ones that kind of came to mind for me recently was look, we have a major issue here with housing in Ireland. I think it's pan-European, pan the States it's similar, but like at the moment, kids or students rather are screaming out for housing in Ireland. And I think post pandemic, I think you know third level education has probably shifted as well, and the need to be close to the university, just like the need to be close to HQ as a worker, may not be there as much anymore. I mean, like when I was in university, we had Blackboard, and that was high tech, right? And most of my class didn't even have laptops. Now, getting a laptop is kind of you turn up your first day with one. Um, so I'm just thinking, with all of that being said, you know, maybe university students local to local to you could be
I love that
a
idea.
potential client.
So, if somebody was looking to get university students in, what do you think that user group would need to see? And what would an operator need to do to attract that audience in?
I think probably going to be looking at student discounts of some shape or
Mm,
form.
that's fine.
Again,
That's doable.
I
I wonder,
wonder,
would
I
you even
wouldn't.
get support on that, Graham? I
That's
wonder,
what I
would
wonder.
local enterprise board or, some sort of a
Or even the
student card?
universities. Even the
Yeah,
universities,
subsidize
maybe
that.
team up with your local university. And again, one of the things here, and I'm probably, there's probably operators out there going, students, absolutely no way, because they're thinking of rag week and freshers week and these kind of students. Look, they're not going to be coming in like spraying your gaff with washing up liquid. They'll generally come in ones and twos, and they'll
They're
probably
also
sit
going to be
down.
the studious ones, right? If they're actually seeking out a place to work.
They're probably going to, this is going to be a substitute for their library,
Mm-hmm.
or a substitute for their box room that they might have at home. So they're probably going to be the ones looking up above from the laptop and saying, Anne-Marie, can you keep it down, But I do think, look, students, they're adults, they're grown-ups, and they're going to end, not all of them, but a lot of them will end up working in an environment similar to a co-working space or an office space. And it's not bad practice for them to kind of see what's going, and again, who's like, you got, like, we could talk about this time and time again. God, you do not know who you're going to meet in the co-working space at any given stage. You can meet future employers, get a feel for, a career, you know, this guy comes in, this girl comes in, they have a great job. I'd like to learn out more about that, and the accessibility that you get to people in co-working spaces. So, yeah, that was one that kind of dawned on me. And then the other side of it is, we're seeing a lot here in Ireland as well. Digs. So digs in Ireland are where you go and actually live with somebody from Monday to Friday, and you're send out the door on a Friday. You get the bus down home to whatever part of the country you're from. So with that being said, um, they don't get to hang around. They don't have the same university experience that they would have had anyway. That, unfortunately, that seems to kind of have shifted on kids. So again, I just thinking maybe the co-working aspect of it can come into play, because what we're starting to see now is that a lot of landlords now want the house back in March because they want to Airbnb it for the whole summer. So this, what we found, what I heard the problem this year was the final year students, their house was gone in May, when they're trying to study and trying to get their exams.
And you know what? Who's one of the biggest groups in university at the moment? Mature students, people who've returned and have worked in industry in the past, and they're actually totally au fait with the experience of going into a workplace. So it might suit them even better, you know what I mean, to have a space where they can be self-led in their work. They'll definitely make use of being around other people who are working for themselves and all that good stuff with other brands and all of that. So yeah, I think it's a very powerful group to tap into. I'm also thinking about what that could lend to a space in terms of events and things then as well, if you're to bring that academic aspect, can you get some support going with like professors and research and use of space? Maybe there's some resources that the college would be happy to share with your co-working space off the back of you accommodating a certain amount of students maybe in the month or
Yeah.
something like that. There
Look,
could be, there's great
this
potential there. I think it's a good spot.
this was just again, I was just listening to the radio and picking up on what's kind of coming through on the news here at home, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to know why this is a bad idea. If somebody wants to, like, send us emails, comments, whatever, I would love to know why this is a bad idea.
Thanks for tuning in to Flex That Works. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss our next episode. Connect with us on LinkedIn, watch the full episode on YouTube, and you can explore free tools and resources over at baseworks.co. This is Flex That Works, powered by Baseworks, here to help you scale your workspace, making it simpler and less stressful.